is the music.com playout track.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Madrid United. I'm Adam, back again with the Premier League roundup. Saeed, mate.
What's happening, mate? Gloomy day,
yes.
Manchester, mate.
It's shocking outside, and it was shocking for us this weekend again.
Mate.
Quickly, right, I'm going to let Saeed have his say, because if you've not tuned into Saeed's channel, link in the description below. We had a little bit of a meltdown, didn't you?
I did, mate.
A weekend, mate.
I did, mate.
If you didn't see that, I'm just going to start with United against Southampton at weekend. First game of the weekend, let's start there. Saeed, it wasn't great, mate, was it?
No, mate. That for me was probably arguably one of the most frustratingest games I've ever been, mate. And I've seen a lot of frustrating games since Mourinho and since so mind you that Moise and LVG, where I used to fall asleep. But for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like it or not, is not the right manager for United. And I say this because, and I'm being real with you guys, I'm saying this because he does not understand the ethos. Well, he does understand the ethos, but he does not have a tactical nous, he doesn't have a set way of playing. And for me, sometimes you just got to say to yourself, it's just too big of a job for me, and Man United need an elite manager, and a manager that can implement his ideas straight away. What we're doing with Ollie now is just we're running at teams, hoping for a bit of magic from Pogba, Rashford. Even Rashford can't even produce magic, and he's just doing that, and that is it for me. There's no work play, there's no pattern of play. When you get the ball out from Maguire, it's just backs against the wall. All Southampton done on the weekend was, you know what? Come on, break us down. They had two up front who absolutely rushed against Harry Maguire and Lindelof, and then you had two midfielders, Højbjerg and I don't know who, Ward-Prowse in the centre midfield. I could be wrong. And you're telling me you can't break them two down. But then again, who have you got? You've got Pogba playing quarterback role. This is Pogba playing the quarterback role when he should be right up the pitch. Yeah. He should be right up the pitch, affecting the game. And then you've got McTominay, absolutely zero offers. He maybe runs with the ball and charges the ball, but does he create a key pass? Does he create an assist? Does he do anything? And then you've got Mata, who's very limited, and then you've got Pereira, who absolutely had a stinker. Absolutely, you gave him one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Sometimes you can look at Ollie and you can say, brilliant serving for the club, brilliant legend and all that, yeah. But what I want to define you as a manager. For me, people are getting lost in that idea where they're saying, "Oh, believe in Ole, believe in it. He's got time." Where's the ethos? Where's the philosophy? I want to see some philosophy. I don't see anything. I don't see his style of play. When Klopp came to Liverpool, and he came in, I think, October time. But then towards that season, yes, it was transition, but you can see what he was playing. Press, high tempo. You know what I mean? Win the ball back quickly. Henderson and charging on forward. They were creating goals, creating chances. We're not creating chances, and we've got a striker up front who he'll barely score 15 goals. Martial is inconsistent, but he's doing well so far. Daniel James is shining light this season, and he's come from the Championship, mate.
Yeah, that's
the same midfield, thing. He hasn't sorted that out. He's sold Herrera for what? Then you've got Lukaku. Where's the goals coming from, Lukaku? There's no goals, you know what I mean? And you're selling these players, but then you've got to back him. You've got to say to yourself, listen, if I'm going to sell these players, I've got to bring someone in. You've got to bring someone in. You've got to replace these guys. These guys play for Belgium. He's got how many goals for Belgium? You know what I mean? Herrera. You know what I mean? Reliable. PSG would never sign Herrera if they didn't know he was good.
He'd do a job for him.
He'd do a job for them. You know what I mean?
Better than what we've got in our midfield right now.
But I just don't understand Ole, man. I want to believe in Ole, but for me, sometimes you just got to look at it in a clear picture and say, is he the right man for the job? Is he? And I want to believe it, but I just don't think he has, mate. And it's sorry to see, but we need an elite manager. We need a Pochettino, Allegri. We need that kind of manager who's going to bring genuine world-class players. Pep Guardiola has brought in a maestro. He said, I want this and this and this. All he should have said when Lukaku was leaving, listen, mate, I need a striker, mate. Yeah. Mario Icardi, whatever, just bring me a striker. Anyone, you know what I mean? If Neymar's available, let's get him. We're the biggest club in the world. We can get who we want. But I don't know. People can talk about he's not being backed in the transfer window, but then again, you got to show something though. Look, Bournemouth have got a play style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? West Ham got play style. They've got every single team has got a play style. We do not have a play style. We just go out there and just run and just make one individual brilliance, and that's it. I don't know, tough times, mate.
Feel better now, mate. Now, did any of that echo what I was going on about last night for everyone who was watching my show last night? I'll just let's say I didn't say he'd have his moment there, because there's a few people, and obviously I invite everyone to come on my channel, as you know, just to let loose and actually say what they want to say, which is why I let you go crazy in the comments. Comment below, do you agree with Saeed on that? Because it's going to be a slight difference in opinion, I think, on it, but more and more going that way now, and it's clear. It's clear that a lot of fans are starting to lose faith in what is actually going on, because, like Saeed said, it doesn't look like there's a process, style, or any sort of looking ahead and a direction of the style that we want to do, or what we can actually take from a game, even little bits where we're looking like, that's it, I can take that away. I can see where we're trying to go, but it is sadly lacking, and unfortunately it's happening to us, and we're a bit of a laughing stock, let's be honest. We are. So now let's get on to some good football.
Just about, mate.
Okay, right. We were the first game up this weekend. Obviously, we set the tone, so it wasn't really hard to improve on our game.
No.
So let's go on to another team. Very similar situation to ours in Chelsea. Big problems in terms of transfers. But we spoke about this earlier on. Lampard does look like he's got a system in place. But then again, I have to be impressed with Sheffield United and the way they did not drop. And what was interesting was listening to what the manager was saying in the half-time team talk, and what he said. He says, "This is a man's dressing room.
It is.
This is a man's dressing room. My dressing room is a man's dressing room. There's no soft soaping." I went in, I told them what it was. Bang. 46 minutes, 1 goal back, and then I watched it. It was pretty much Sheffield United
all the way through second half. Chelsea couldn't get out of their half. You know what I mean? And then that goal, Zuma, I don't know what he was doing there. But I think Sheffield deserved that. I think they should have got maybe an equaliser earlier on, just before that. He had a couple of decent chances, but narrowly deserved. And you know what? Sheffield United, you know what I mean? You know what? They could cause a few problems away from home, you know. I think at home they might get found out because they might want to win the game, they're eager to win the game, but away from home they'll be fearless. And they'll go to teams and they'll take them on. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see teams sit back, you know, fall back to 4 and then just, you know, think that. But Chelsea, still I think they're a team that can score 3 or 4 goals and it'll be okay. It's just that the defence is not up to scratch in a minute.
Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount now making the marks. He's up there in the leading goal scorers now. It's 4-2 for me. Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham. You know what? He's looking more than Rashford's done all his career. You know, for me, it's a finisher. He looks a finisher.
He looks like he's got a little bit of something, and he's learned and he's done well. Where Rashford didn't go out on loan. Came straight in. Tammy's obviously been out at Villa.
Looks more hungry.
He's done the hard time in the Championship.
Exactly. And he's hungry now.
Adapted and brought it to the Premier League, and it's looking good for him.
Exactly. And I want people that are hungry for the game, and he looks, for me, he's hungry and ready.
But again, a very good game, and I think probably was a fair result in the end.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, fair result, 100%.
Very close to being my star performance of the week. I'll honest. Next game, and all this game is ever going to be remembered for is controversy and VAR.
Crazy, mate, absolutely crazy.
I was listening to the Aston Villa fans ringing in Crystal Palace against Aston Villa. Palace win 1-0, but all I heard on the way home, on the talking shows, in the car, coming back from Southampton was, what is this VAR? What is going on with this? Where is that decision come from? And for me, and someone brought it up on the radio, it has been mentioned again on the radio, it's a history of a player has gone before an actual professional decision, because he didn't dive. He did not dive for me, Grealish. And for the ref to blow instantly, you're supposed to let the phase of play run out. And he didn't. He jumped the gun, and
there wasn't even a dive as well. He caught him.
He got caught outside the box, and he didn't claim for one. He got back up on his feet instantly.
Exactly.
He played the ball, he fell over, got back up, so there's no dive. He's basically, the referee's gone on reputation and made a pig's ear of it. I'll be very surprised if he refs a game in the Premier League after the international break.
You know what though? It's been in the Premier League for a while, you know, that referee. But I just don't know what he's thinking there. Yes, look, he should have waited yet, even though he gave the ball as well, so he's not even dived. That's the most frustrating bit about it for Jack Grealish. He gave the ball, so he don't care if it's a dive or not. He gave the ball and he passed it in an area. okay, say it was in the halfway line, maybe, you know what I mean, there's not much threat, you know what, he dived there, fair enough. But he's gave the ball to the player and he scored from it. He should have then said, you know what, I made a mistake there, and show check VAR. Yeah. But then again, I don't know if you know what it is for me. Is ref's pride? Is ref's pride getting in the way of VAR? Because if they say no, it's a decision and I've made it and I don't need any help, then they don't want to cock up, do they? They don't want to cock up. And is it a case of self pride? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, but 3 weeks in a row we've done this show and we've done VAR every single week.
It's getting weaker and weaker every time.
It is.
Something needs to be done.
It's someone's opinion in a box against someone else's. It's not right. It's not right at all.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm not taking anything away from Palace. They probably were the better team on the day and they deserved the win. It's just a shame that it was tarnished by the decision of the referee to actually try and jump the gun and think that he was actually better than a VAR decision, because that's what it looked like to me. He got it totally wrong. Very unlucky. Palace deserve a win, but refs stole the headlines again. Moving on, I'm going to go with my performance of the week actually, this one, because the goals were quality, and for a player like Jamie Vardy, and this is quality, Leicester against Bournemouth, getting on now, but hasn't lost anything, and that goal,
Kevin Phillips
alone,
is an ex-Kevin Phillips, mate.
The sharp thinking behind that goal, and I'm giving Leicester the performance of the weekend because they had a solid start, unbeaten, 2 draws and a win before this game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth could be a tricky team. You never know, like you said.
Exactly.
You never know what's going to turn up, and they have got quality. They definitely know what they're doing, Bournemouth. It says it in how long they've been in the Premier League now.
100%.
And for Leicester to go out there and actually nullify the Bournemouth attack and their tactics, and Brendan Rodgers again, clever management, and just going back to the goal again from Jamie Vardy. I mean, he'd be perfect at United right now.
Perfect,
really
mate.
would. Perfect. Someone who just doesn't give up.
It was just about, you know, when he won his title, why didn't United go for him then? It was 28 at the time. He would have been a good 5 years at Old Trafford easily.
Still doing it now. And
he'll be one of the top scorers in the Premier League, and he'll get Leicester goals.
Doesn't look any younger at all. He really doesn't. And for me, they get the performance of the week simply because, like I said, going into international break, you can get complacent thinking you've had a good start, but they kept it going. They're unbeaten, 8 points, 3 more points than us, comfortably in the top 4 now, and looking ahead, they look a threat, and teams are actually going to look at Leicester and go, this isn't a walkover, this isn't a game that we can take lightly anymore. We're going to have to play a system now to counteract Leicester's system, and that's high praise that, because people are looking at Leicester now as if, well, we need to think what they're going to do now, because we were talking about their midfield before.
Well above ours. I'd take 2 of them. You know what I mean? I'd take that Madison any day. United got to get him next season, and I'd take that mate Timmerlands. I'd take both of them.
Quality
McTominay, I'd give them for free. You know what I mean? And I'd say Matic on top of that. But their midfield, I think we just got to play again. I keep saying this. We're going to play counter-attacking football at home next against Leicester, and it might work because it worked against Chelsea. They will attack us, and I think they'll score goals. I think it'll be like a 4-2-3-2 kind of game. I feel like Leicester.
We need some entertainment, mate.
We need it.
Really do.
You know what I mean? And I don't think we're ready. My heart's ready for that. But
the only bad bit in that Leicester game was VAR cocking up again with the red card, because Tielemans was a lucky boy, because that was well over the top, and it was a red card in my opinion.
100%.
They balls it up again. It wasn't a good weekend for VAR at all. But performance of the weekend, Leicester, simply because they stood the ground and kept it going. They didn't get complacent, and they looked like an outfit, and it proved it this weekend.
They look like a team.
Definitely my team, and performance of the weekend. Moving on to the next game, City. What need we say? 2 minutes in, game over. Credit to Brighton for actually having a goal. They did create the odd chance, and if they were a bit more clinical, it might have been an half game. But you knew that City would just step up another game. You've got Fernandinho playing at the back now because Laporte's injured. The guy's supposed to be out this year. It's supposed to be his last season. Now he's the number 1 centre back.
For me, light work, mate. When you got Aguero, when you got a world-class finisher, and you've got a world-class player, De Bruyne, you've got every chance, mate. No, you got De Bruyne, you've got Bernardo Silva, you can't even get into the team. You got still on the bench Gundogan. You don't mess around with this team. For me, they win the league still again because I feel like they've got still the same core, and I feel like everyone else is just below them by
far. No matter what Liverpool do, City just do it one step better.
Exactly.
It just seems that way now.
But then again, Laporte injury could be a blow though, and I feel like it could affect them
because they didn't bring anyone else in.
Exactly.
Centre back, Fernandinho at the back now. We do know he's got an injury in him.
And
Depending on how bad Laporte's knee is, I've not heard anything
Laporte
yet.
though, is it?
No,
you know what I mean?
He is their best centre back.
Exactly.
But
then again, if you got the ball all day, you don't even need a centre back, do you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's crazy.
You got literally first touch of the game for De Bruyne goal. Yeah. Bernardo Silva comes on, 2 touches,
first bang goal. You know what I mean? No messing around.
Straight on it, automatically.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And it's just
light work,
isn't it? It is, mate. It is. It just seems so easy, and that's why we're confident that they're probably going to take the title again, like you said. So yeah, easy win for City. Credit for Brighton for actually trying and actually playing that style of football. And if you did take a chance, it might have been a bit different on the scoreline. Could have been. I do think City would have just stepped it up and gone another gear, and that would have been it. Moving on to the next game, Newcastle against Watford. Watford needed a result for me.
Did.
Newcastle, I don't know who comes out of that game more happier. Probably Newcastle because they got the equaliser.
Maybe Watford because they got their first point of the season. You know what I mean?
It's a big thing, I know.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But then again, it's still a decent point for Newcastle. They'll build. You know what it's Steve Bruce. He takes some points and just builds it on and builds it on.
So
you know what I mean? It weren't the best game. You know what I mean in terms of goal chances and all that. But then again, it's one of them kind of games where a draw is what both teams take. And Watford next weekend when they come back they got Arsenal. Not easy, is it? So we'll have to see.
No, it's not at all. Okay, next game. Not much to say about that game. Newcastle, to be honest, it's probably
Newcastle
it's a good point for Watford to get off the mat.
Yeah, 100%.
That was simply it.
Yeah,
there was nothing else to cook from that game. No. Moving on to a team that we forgot last week.
Yes,
West Ham.
Sorry about
back
that, guys.
in it, Happy Hammers. You're back, and Anderson stand out straight away for them.
What a player.
Literally everything that was going on.
I think anyone nowadays.
We were linked with Anderson for months, weren't we? And West Ham went and got him. I thought, so we'll see is he West Ham standard. Well, saying that, West Ham are ahead of us in the league.
But you've got a bit of quality about him. He's a playmaker. What I like them kind of players that can take a man. I want a player that can take a man.
End product is brilliant. He's got an eye and he can pick out a pass. He can score a goal. He can take a tackle. He can hold the ball up. He is a very good player. And again, that
Sebastian Haller goals again. I thought he was going to be one of them sides. I thought 45 million.
Some people will say he was lucky with that tackle.
Yeah.
Is it Bettles? Was it Beatles?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sorry, Norwich fans. I can't say the name right, but the manager did kick off about that because when the ball came in, he was lagging behind, and
Yarmolenko got him.
He did. That's another player, that's what I'm fearing, because that Yarmolenko's been out a while. It's like a new player for West Ham.
Exactly.
And he looks
when he scored against us last year, didn't he?
at the bit, and I'm fearing going to West Ham. I am, because they have got it set up there. They're looking strong,
and they're finding the form at the right time, and we are not, and we are going to go there. Backs against the wall. It's a big pitch. You know what I mean? You need them kind of long range passes. You need intelligent runs. But West Ham going to be a hard game, and that's Sebastian Haller against Lindelof. He's going to try target him. So
it's a very, very good performance and start to the season for West Ham for me. They had City who'd have lost against, but that's just a given now. And they weren't bad in that game, even though it was an absolute tonking. It did not matter. It did not warrant that result that game and their performance. Let's put it that way. So for me, West Ham, I'd be really happy if I was a West Ham fan, mate. Norwich, we can still see.
Norwich, they tried. You know what I mean?
At home, I think they're going to have chances and enough to stay up, I think.
Yeah, 100%. They've got that Pookie guy.
The injury concern with the centre backs they've got now is a bit, because they've lost 3 centre backs now, and I think that is a concern because they don't look like they're going to keep a clean sheet.
No, I think if their home form is going to be key, and if Pookie can find the goals, that's about it for me. So you get points in and around them. I think West Ham's one of them where just about too much. But if you get teams around them like Sheffield, maybe Watford. You know, them kind of teams with Brighton. If they can get 2 points around them, I think they'll be about 15, 16. I think maybe just around there.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
Moving on to the last game of Saturday, which was Liverpool away at Burnley. I thought it might have been a bit of a dicey game, but not two mistakes. A lucky cross,
polish up,
and then Ben Mee gives the ball away, and
polish straight away, mate. You know what, man?
Straight on it.
As much as I hate Liverpool, bang, bang, bang. Straight away mistake, bang. Went for the second goal. You know what I mean? Bit of beat play, Firmino, bang. You know what I mean? It's just literally light work with them. And if they got that front three, they will cause any team problems.
And if Salah could pass the ball, they'd score a lot more goals.
Exactly. I don't. Mane just went mental, but I think it's one of them where, you know. But then again, I see it all the time. Sometimes Salah don't pass it to Mane.
He's very, very greedy.
Very greedy.
He scores as many goals as him. Sometimes it's hard to argue against it, but sometimes you're thinking just to keep the camaraderie and it all going between the front three because they are mustard. You'd think, just slot him in.
Slot him in, exactly.
Give him one. You know what I mean? It's like he was trying to steal the limelight. But again, first Brazilian in Premier League history to get 50 goals in Firmino.
I rate Firmino. I rate that guy.
It turns out I watched them against us last year at Old Trafford before our massive decline started, and that was the start of it, I think. And when he went off injured, they looked toothless.
Exactly.
They weren't the same team. He is the key.
He creates the space for them.
He is the key. He turned out to be their main man, I think.
100%. And it's just light work, mate. Absolutely. You know what? They'll still go toe-to-toe with City next season, and it pains me to say it, but I feel like this could be their year now. Because I feel like City, with their injury, with Laporte being out, I feel like this could be their season. And if it is, then we are going to go into hiding. We are not going to be about.
Last year, wasn't it?
Summer's cancelled. Champions League, I kind of let that go because it was their history, and they've won 5. But if they win the league, mate, oh my God,
bad news, isn't it, mate?
It's banters, mate. Absolute banters.
Let's move on from Liverpool. Burnley never in that game. As soon as they concede the first goal, it was clear, and they'll take that one as one of them games where we're not expected to win.
They'll beat their teams around them, and that's what they do the best. And
always
and they make it in the Burnley game a fortress. But
moving on to the weekend's Sunday games, and I mentioned this last week. How are Wolves going to adapt to Europa League? Well, the answer is
I said they're struggling this year.
No winning 4, and we said it. No winning 3 last week. Which way do you want to look at it? Unbeaten.
And they played the best game of the season.
No winning 4, and now they've lost a game, and Bowley out now, suspended for being sent off.
Chelsea when they come back.
It's one of them with Wolves. They've got a good team, but I was asked by a Wolves fan last season, do you think we could be the ones who break into the top 6? And I said, well, you've got to get past second season syndrome first.
Exactly.
And added to that, you got the Europa League, and straight away, no wins in 4. And you're struggling. Really are. You're in the bottom 3.
Europa League. You got Carabao Cup. You got FA Cup. You got this.
One injury to Jota,
Jimenez,
Coutinho, anyone like that, and then you're struggling.
They're already resting Coutinho and Jota, and it's only just start September, and you're thinking bloody hell. But they've already played something daft like 15 games already, and it's just mad. But I feel like Everton deserve that, just about deserve that. They got a good front 3 there, Moise Keane. They got what's his name,
Charlison's looking good.
They're looking good now, and they had a struggle, but I still feel like they will have results in them where Everton.
It goes complete Marmite, innit?
Exactly.
It'll go one way or the other way.
Exactly.
You do feel like that's there.
Yeah.
But you're still scared to go. I mean, we got hammered last year by them, didn't we, mate? So
we did, mate. That wasn't good. That's probably the worst experience in a while. Shit stadium, you know what I mean? Had a goalpost right in front of you. You know what I mean? Couldn't see anything. Bright and sunny daylight, and we were there getting hammered.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Could be the same this season, mate. I kid you not.
Still credit again to Everton for keep coming back.
Yeah.
Goal conceded, goal, conceded, but still came back a third time, kept with it, and it is good. And again, could they be one to push on to the top 6 this season?
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely there. They've got a decent enough team now, I think. It's whether or not they can keep that, like we said there, that mentality of just completely losing their shit, which they sometimes do, and completely go the opposite way, because that game is in them. Whether or not they can be a bit more consistent this year.
That's the question.
Injuries again. One big injury, and we've seen it. You take a Richarlison out of that team, and it's a woe bet. I'm not seeing the same standard.
You wouldn't. I think Richarlison's the glue to the team. If he's out there, I think the quality dips. But then again, you know what I mean. They've got
Gomez is good in that midfield as well. He's a good player.
It's one of them. I feel like they're hit and miss for me. They'll be hot and cold this season. They'll come up to maybe away performance, maybe against, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tottenham away, they'll probably win there 2-0. Then they'll go home against, like you see with Villa, and they'll lose there. Yeah. It's going to be hot and cold for them this season.
Which brings us on to the last game of the weekend, and my stinker of the weekend. And some people will be surprised by this, but as good as the game was, you're 2-0 up Spurs.
Yep.
You just have to see it through to half time. You have to just go into a defensive mode. It doesn't always have to be fancy football. You've done the damage.
Yep.
And for them to lose the plot on which they did, they completely bottled it. As soon as they went 2-0 up, it just went all Arsenal. And for me, they get the stinker of the week. And it's a good result, 2-2. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad, but in that position, that warranted my stinker of the week, because
should have sealed it
sit
first
back
half.
And stay solid for a bit.
They kept chasing it, and then what happened was, Arsenal, when you got Lacazette in there, bang, goal.
Lacazette,
I feel like momentum was in Arsenal, and Arsenal should have won that game for me. They had enough chances to win that game, but then again,
I do feel that we are looking at 3rd and 4th place in that game, though.
Yeah, I reckon as well. I think that they got the strikers and the tools to beat off teams. Where we have to score 20 shots, we have 20 shots to get 1 goal. They've got Aubameyang, mate. Aubameyang and Lacazette and Pepe. As much as we can banter them and all that, this and that, they will get you goals, especially Aubameyang.
Pogba's replacement in the French squad, when Du's there, had a very good game.
Very good game. He looked like he wanted it. He looked like he knew what the North London derby was. I mean, Xhaka giving away the foul. Whoa, what is he playing at?
Even DT was slugging Xhaka off, which was a shocker.
Exactly.
But that was just brain dead, straight out stupidness. And at the end of the day, they did well to come back. Stupid mistakes from Arsenal is what's going to cost them this season. They've got that at the back. They proved it going forward, ridiculously good. But at the back, you've got players like that who they've always got that in them, and stupid decisions. Tottenham should have won that game.
Exactly, should have won that game.
They get my stinker of the week, but all in all, it was a great game to watch.
Great. I think it's the best
game
derby in England. For me,
end to end,
they got quality both teams. Whereas we sit back against City. Maybe back in the day we used to beat them and not, but we now sit back. Apart from the last year where we stopped them winning the title, you know what I mean. Apart from that, not really much.
No,
we are a fallen giant.
You could say that, mate. That wraps up the weekend and the 2-week break now, because I think I need a break.
100%.
I've only 4 games in and I'm dead on my feet watching United, but watching everyone else's football and just seeing the quality that is in our league now. Still, we are in for some exciting games, I know that for certain, but that wraps up this weekend and everything that has happened over the first 4 weeks of the season pretty much. We will be back straight after the international break with, oh my god, 2 games a week, mate. It's going to get crazy. We've got to fit a lot.
Rochdale will come back.
Yeah, Rochdale straight after. Oh no, is it Alkmaar?
I think
AZ Alkmaar first, is it?
Yeah, I could be right.
Possibly.
It's got to be thingy, Leicester, and then the Thursday, and then Sunday, Thursday, Sunday.
We got a Monday, Thursday, haven't we? We got Arsenal on a Monday night.
There you go.
There you go. Right, wrapping up the video there, people. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time. Don't forget to hit Saeed on his socials.
Yeah, mate. At United Central on YouTube. We just did a video before United tactical review of the game. what went wrong. Well, I was going to say what went right, but nothing went right. And yeah, check me out on Twitter, realist_187. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on, mate.
Link in the description anytime, mate.
Yeah, man.
And wrap it up. People, enjoy your 2-week break. Enjoy the international football. We'll catch you after the international break with loads more content because the games are coming thick and fast. Catch you then. Enjoy, people. Thanks for tuning in.